So here's something new, a Honda S2000, a car that I have never driven before.
My name is Bond. I own this Supercharged S2000. It has 400 brake horsepower with a Comtech supercharger. Below VTEC it's been mapped to a standard car, and above VTEC that's when all hell breaks loose.
Here we go, foot flat to the floor, VTEC territory, 400 horsepower!
I love Japanese cars, especially Hondas, because of their reliability, and it's fairly affordable to modify. As I'm driving along the street, people do notice the car a lot because of the yellow colour and the body kit. I'm most happy about the rear end of the car. It looks the best, but handling wise, it's more or less set up, it's on point, and when it was on track, I was really happy with the way it performed.
You do sit very low to the ground, and the ride is extremely firm, but it's never crashy. It always feels really nicely damped.
In the future, I have the spoon bonnet and the spoon hardtop ready to go on, so that will complete the whole car, and I think that's more or less it. If I didn't have my cars, I don't know what I'll be doing. Without these here, I don't think I'll enjoy my life at all. It really does fulfill my life, keeps me happy, keeps me excited, and I look forward to every day with them.
Naughty! This sounds so good. Here we are, bright yellow Honda S2000 with 400 horsepower. This is an awesome machine. Well, it should be. It's an S2000, which is already amazing. And then it's got a supercharger on it and a spoon kit. This is a JDM fanboy's wet dream. It's very noisy in here though, and very boomy. Listen to that. It kind of makes your ears kind of reverberate. It actually really makes me want to get an S2000. Although I'd probably be disappointed in having a standard one, sorry Jason, because this car, the supercharger, has been mapped so that it only kicks in VTEC territory. So imagine it's like having VTEC Plus. Now, one of the best things about the Honda S2000 is that the engine internals, they're all forged. So you can pretty much chuck a huge amount of power through the engine and it'll be absolutely fine, as this car is proving. An 0 to 60 on this is probably going to be around the 5-second mark. And top speed, I think, is about 175 miles an hour, which is not bad considering that Hondas don't have torque. This one does. Oh, the gearbox is so nice. It's wicked fun. It's actually genuinely comfortable. I do like the cabin. It's very simple, very ergonomic, easy to get used to. I've got my air fuel ratio here, I've got my oil temperature gauge here as well. It's just really nicely screwed together. I like it a lot. And I've been ragging this quite a lot, and we've only gone down by about 1/8 of a tank. So economical as well. Now, one of the best things about any S2000 is the digital display that tells you how much VTEC you've got coming in. Just to see that line just progress, and then bah, 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 bah. This car certainly gets attention. I could see this car getting me or any owner into a lot of trouble. Actually, there's been an old lady. She's been getting quite angry. I haven't been speeding on those particular sections, but because the car is so noisy, it sounds like you're doing 140, not 40. So she came out, waved her hand at me, that kind of direction, put her something like that, and then she threw a stick at the car, like a twig. I mean, come on, lady, if you're gonna throw something at a car, I don't know, make it a rock or a golf ball, or make it yourself, and then really stop the car, and then we can have a conversation. So to sum up my experience of a bright yellow Honda S2000 with a supercharger, I would have to say, Jason from Engineering Explained, get yourself a supercharger because you won't regret it, and get yourself a single exit exhaust, because then it will really sound like your car's broken its voice and having sex. At the moment, your car is not having sex. Now, I've obviously been talking about Jason from Engineering Explained a fair amount, so I think it would only be fair to hand over to him right now to tell us why this car is so much better than his. Cheers, Jason.
Well, I am happy to see that Alex has finally realized that Miata is not always the answer. These are some really awesome cars, and I was planning on taking it out today, but as you can see, conditions aren't exactly conducive to this. I have really crap tires on this, but there certainly are some advantages to the S2000, the facelifted S2000, which Alex is driving as far as adding power. Now, I would like to supercharge this one eventually, but the advantages of the later model years, you get bigger wheels and tires, meaning more grip, and you can fit bigger brakes in there to be able to stop with that additional power. It also has a softer rear suspension, making it easier to put that power down. Now, as far as the first generation S2000, there is one major advantage, and that's the mechanical throttle body versus fly-by-wire like the vehicle Alex is driving. So this is going to give you a lot more control and better throttle response out of that mechanical throttle body. And as far as the rear suspension, these first-gen S2000s are notoriously twitchy, so I can certainly understand why Alex chose to go with a later generation S2000, as it doesn't require quite as much driving skill.
Anyway, back to this car. Okay, we've got coilovers. We have got a supercharger with 400 horsepower and around 250 pound-foot of torque. We've got the spoon kit. We've got a single exit exhaust pipe. We've got everything in my mind that makes this particular S2000 one of the best examples probably in the whole of the UK. It sounds incredible. It also spits flames. Good for around 175 miles an hour. It's comfortable. It holds the road incredibly well. This is where the lady lives. Listen to it, it's just so rude. S2000 owners, you have my utmost respect because your car's wicked and you need to buy yourself a supercharger. The Fiesta ST then is a lot like a cheeky Nando's. Yeah, knife and fork. Nacho peas as well. And instead of this being a Nando's car, this is more of a KFC box meal. Don't have any cutlery with a trophy, but I do have a hammer to kind of claw at the meat.